Hi, I'm Alex from Wilkinson Cameras, and today we're in Preston. We're doing a little photo walk and a sort of little tour of Preston bus station. We're testing 3 brand new Sigma lenses which have been announced today. A little bit more about those later, but for now I've got 2 cameras, I've got a lens in my bag, and we're going to go and take some photos. I'm a bit windswept because it's very windy and we've been on a little photo walk. So the 50mm and the 17mm, the full frame contemporary lenses, the I series ones, I've both got these really nice aperture rings on them. So you can either control the aperture from the camera using the A mode, the auto mode, or you can use the aperture ring itself. It is really nice to use. I've found it's just in the right place. This one's exactly the same. Yeah, I mean, having an aperture ring isn't necessarily a feature, but this is really nicely done. It feels nice, it's very tactile, you can feel it without looking at it. I really like them. We had early access to these latest Sigma lenses. Because we had them before launch, we are a bit sparse on some of the details, but I'm going to cover what I know so far. We tried them in Sony mounts, but they are also available in L mount, and the 23mm APS-C lens is available in Fujifilm X-F2. So I'll start by talking about the new full-frame Sigma contemporary lenses, the 17mm f4 DG DN and the 50mm f2 DG DN. They're both from Sigma's I series of premium compact prime lenses. The I series are compact and high-end both in build and image quality. This quality doesn't come cheap, with the 17mm f4 launching at £549 and the 50mm f2 launching at £619. But the results really do speak for themselves, and these lenses are an absolute pleasure to use. I found them to be small, light and beautifully tactile. The magnetic lens cap is a really pleasing addition, albeit a little bit fiddly to get on and off when using a lens hood, but a standard lens cap is provided as well. The metal lens hood is beautiful and the aperture rings on them are perfectly positioned and really tactile. You can probably tell that I really like these lenses. I'd happily take 2 or 3 of these I series prime lenses travelling, or keep the 50mm on my camera all the time. When it came to reviewing the images, the results speak for themselves. There was some distortion in the 17mm, as you would expect with an ultra wide angle lens like this, but this is easy to correct in post-processing, and I'm sure it will be even easier when the exact profile is released for Lightroom. No, that's not working. Vignetting was pleasantly minimal and again easy to correct. The pictures from the 17mm and the 50mm are so sharp across the whole image, which allowed me to capture lots of detail in the buildings. I am so impressed with the quality of these lenses. So yes, a 50mm lens, f2, at £619 does sound like a lot of money. But the image quality, build and portability really combine to make this an attractive prospect. I loved using the 17mm to get some really wide angle shots of buildings and interiors. Oh, it's so wide. But this is a great option for landscape photographers too. The 50mm is the perfect all-rounder, especially at this size and weight, weighing just 350 grams. It produces beautiful bokeh as well. Of course, being a 50mm, it's a very versatile everyday lens. They don't call it a nifty 50 for nothing. Again, the sharpness across the image is astounding. This is a truly quality lens inside and out. Now, for some reason, alongside these 2 lenses that go so perfectly together, Sigma also released a standard APS-C lens, the Sigma 23mm F1.4 DC DN contemporary lens, at the same time. And while it might seem mad to include it in this video, this has an equivalent focal length of about 35mm on a full frame camera, and we're using this on a high resolution camera, so the three focal lengths worked quite well together. This 23mm crop sensor lens is a more standard build quality than the 17 and the 50, but it remains very small and very lightweight, especially for an f1.4 lens. As well as L mount and E mount, it will also be available in Fujifilm X mount and cost £449. This is significantly less than Fujifilm's own 23mm f1.4 lens and introduces a focal length not currently covered by Sony. It also sits nicely in the existing lineup of Sigma's f1.4 contemporary lenses for APS-C or crop sensors. This 23mm lens does lack an aperture ring, which I did really miss when I was using it alongside the other two lenses, and I think Fujifilm users are going to miss this as well. But it did produce nice images, gorgeous bokeh, and it's a great lightweight option, providing a classic and useful focal length for APS-C shooters. Okay, so we've been out in Preston all day with these. We've taken loads of different photos. This is the 50mm that I'm using on this camera. I've really enjoyed using that. Recently I used the Sigma 50mm f1.4 and I found that very, very heavy. Obviously it is a faster lens, but I've really enjoyed using this f2. The build quality on it is just beautiful. This metal lens hood is so pleasing. The magnetic lens cap. Yeah, I really, really rated it. Enjoyment of use, good. Image quality seems to be good. We're going to check it later. This 17mm is of course the same metal build quality. Really nice lens, very, very wide. A little bit too wide for my personal preferences, but if you need a very, very tiny, lightweight, super wide, full frame lens, this should definitely be worth considering. And then of course we had the 23mm in the crop sensor, the DN. DC, and that's a nice little lens. It's a 35mm equivalent when you're talking in full frame terms. It's very lightweight, it's compact, it'll work nicely on a gimbal because it's so well balanced. I think if you're looking for a 35mm equivalent for your crop sensor Sony camera, I think it's definitely worth considering alongside. Again, I can't compare it to Sony at the moment, and I don't have a price for it right now. But all of the lenses have been small and light, and I think they'd be a good addition to most kits. Now, before I get blown away, thank you for watching. Of course, we'd like you to like the video, comment below, please let us know what you thought about these lenses, which ones you want to find out more about, which ones you might be thinking about buying. Subscribe to the channel, and of course, go and follow us on Instagram and Facebook as well. Thanks for watching.